Hello there, grade 1 students. How are you doing? I hope you're doing great. Welcome back to the Monday edition of our science class. Those who are still sleepy and sleeping, wake up. You can't hide. It's Monday. It's Monday, April 13, 2020. And before we start with our lesson, please prepare the following materials: your science textbook, your copybook, and your pencil. Let us continue our lesson on what is sound. So please be reminded of our objective. So what is our objective? I will provide evidence of how sounds are made. So while we are having our lesson, or at the end of the lesson, you should be able to give proofs of how sounds are made. So for this to happen, what should you do? You have to open your ears. Open your ears and listen carefully. Let us start first with a review of our lesson yesterday. So I prepared some questions for you to answer. Number 1, is sound a kind of energy? Is sound a kind of energy? Is it A, yes, or B, no? What's the answer? It is a yes. So sound is a kind of energy. It is a kind of energy, and what body part do we use to listen to the sound? We use our ears. Number 2, is this sentence true or false? Vibrate means to move back and forth very slow. Vibrate means to move back and forth very slow. What is your answer? If your answer is A, then you are not correct. This statement is false. Why? Vibrate means to move back and forth very fast. It is not very slow. Number 3. Which is the vibration for the sound of a baby laughing? Which is the vibration for the sound of a baby laughing? Is it A or B? Which one? What is your answer? A or B? The correct answer is A. Remember that the sound of a baby laughing is an example of a pleasant sound. So the vibration of a pleasant sound looks like this. It is regular and uniform. Number 4, and the last question. Which is the vibration for the sound of a motorcycle? Which is the vibration for the sound of a motorcycle? Is it A or B? What is your answer? If your answer is B, then you are correct. Very good. So the vibration for the sound of a motorcycle would look like this. Why? The sound of a motorcycle is an unpleasant sound, or an irritating sound, or a noise. So the vibration of an irritating sound is irregular and disordered. Remember that there are two kinds of sounds. We have the pleasant sounds and the irritating sounds. So the pleasant sounds could be music, and the irritating sounds are the noises. So you can see here examples of the kinds of sounds. So for a noise, we have the baby crying, and for the music, we have the baby laughing. To continue with, Please get your textbook and open it on page 30. 30. We've been talking about sound, and we said that there is a sound when a vibration is made. Before we started with the lesson, I asked you to do a task. Do you remember the task? I asked you to close your eyes and listen to the sounds around you. I asked you to describe the sound. Do you remember? That's great. Now once again, listen to the sounds around you. Can you hear loud sounds? Or you can hear soft sounds? One way for us to describe sounds is through the volume. When we say volume, it is how loud or how soft a sound is. Can you spell volume? V-O-L-U-M-E. Volume. It is how loud or how soft a sound is. Some sounds are loud. Why do you say it's loud? Even when you are far from the source of the sound, you can still hear this sound. Let us have here examples of loud sound. So when someone talks on a microphone or a megaphone, you can hear a loud sound. When you are very noisy and teacher uses her microphone or her lapel, you can hear her, right? Because when you are very noisy, when everybody is talking, nobody can hear the voice of the teacher. So the teacher has to use a microphone so that her voice will become louder and that you could hear her. The sound of a boy who is shouting or who is very angry is also loud. The roaring sound of a lion, the siren from an ambulance or a police car. Even if the car is very far from you, you can still hear the siren. Why? Because it is very loud. When you are sleeping and the alarm goes off, you hear that is also very loud. That's why you wake up. The last example is the sound of a baby crying. Of course, when a baby cries, they cry loudly. So these are just examples of the loud sound. When you try to listen to the sounds around you, you can give more examples or you can identify more loud sounds. When you hear a loud sound, what do you feel? What do you do? Is it A or B? Of course, it is A. So when you listen or when you hear a loud sound, you don't really feel happy about it, right? So what do we normally do? We cover our ears. We don't want to listen to that loud sound, right? Okay. So some boys shout at the ears of their friends. Do you think that is good? No, it's not good. Don't ever do that again. Because when the ear hears a very loud sound, the eardrum could be broken. When the eardrum becomes broken, the ear cannot listen to any sound anymore. you will become deaf. So it's very dangerous to listen to these very loud sounds and to shout at the ear of your friend. That's the reason why every time your teacher would tell you in the classroom not to shout. Don't shout. Stop shouting because it's not good for your ears. Some sounds are soft. Let us look at examples of soft sounds. The sound of the water wave is soft. The cat. The falling rain. For some, the sound of falling rain is like music. They really feel happy listening to the rain. The whisper is a soft sound. The sound of a mouse or a rat. The ticking hands of the clock. Your heartbeat. The wind blowing. The harp. The girl jumping. The chirping bird. The hissing sound of a snake. And the sound coming from a fan. These are examples of soft sound. There are many. You can identify them when you try to listen to the sounds around you. So when we listen to the soft sound, do we think these are bad or these are good? It's time to do your first task for today. So in this task, you need to send your answer as a voice message to your teacher. So let us analyze. How would you compare the sound of someone whispering good night with the sound of cheers at a game? How would you compare the sound of someone whispering good night with the sound of cheers at a game? If you have an answer, send it to your teacher as a voice message now. We describe a sound through its volume. When we say volume, it is how loud or soft a sound is. Today we are going to look at another way for us to describe a sound. Open your textbook on page 31, page 31. So another way for us to describe a sound is through its pitch. When we say pitch, it is how high or low a sound is. Pitch is how high or low a sound is. Low-pitched sounds and high-pitched sounds have different vibrations. When the sound produced is low-pitched, the objects vibrate slowly. When the sound produced is high-pitched, the objects vibrate quickly. Look at the picture so you will understand it better. Some sounds are low. And what are examples of low sounds? The sound of a big drum, the thunder from far away, the helicopter, and a lion's roar. These are examples of low sounds. Can you try to give other examples of low sounds? Some objects have high sound. What are examples of these objects? The whistle. Oh, when your PE teacher blows her whistle, the sound is high, right? It's very irritating to the ear. A small bell ringing is also high sound. The telephone ringing and the birds chirping. So all these objects give us high sound. Can you think of other objects with high sounds? Get ready for your task 2. This task has to be sent to your teacher as a voice message. First one, read the sentence with a low pitch. This sentence should be read with a low pitch. Sound can be described by pitch. The second one, read the sentences with a high pitch. These sentences should be read with a high pitch. I promise to be good every day. I will make my mom and dad happy. It's time for us to wrap up our lesson for this week. Okay, so we learned that there are different kinds of energy. We have heat energy, light energy, and this week we've just learned about the sound energy. Yes, sound is a kind of energy. Sound comes from objects that vibrate. So this means that a sound is formed only when there is a vibration. So because of this vibration, we can describe sounds in different ways. So we have the loud sound, we have the soft sound, we have a high sound, and we have low sound. We have just finished another lesson today. Good job, grade 1. Well done. I hope you were able to learn and understand things about sound. Have a nice day.